There are moments in astrology where it feels like the universe is speaking directly to your DNA, and March 7th is one of those days. So if you've been feeling this longing, like something has been trying to reach you from higher realms or planes, like a future self trying to reach you, or a memory from another timeline, maybe even a guide coming into your experience, well, I'll be the first to tell you that you're not imagining it. Because today we have a Mercury Kazimi, which is the cosmic messenger seated in the heart of the sun. Now, this is illuminating something to the soul. It's into communication with plasma, right? Where photons are being, I'm hearing deployed to you, which is actually information that's being deployed. And it's where the universe speaks directly to your soul. So let's go ahead and talk about the Kazimi a little bit, and then let's do a reading and dissect what this is. So a Kazimi means in the heart of the sun, and it's the moment when Mercury becomes purified, rewired, and rewritten. But spiritually, it's internal communication between you and your higher self. It's a direct signal. You can think about it as like a quantum download or this clarity code. During a Kazimi, Mercury stops acting like a planet orbiting the sun, and it actually becomes a part of it. So your mind merges with your soul's frequency, your thoughts sync with the destiny's blueprint, and your inner voice becomes the transmission. In Pisces, this is even deeper because this isn't mental clarity, it's soul clarity. It's the kind of knowing that arrives into your system as a memory, as timelessness itself, as the timeless consciousness that you are having a human experience. It's the remembrance that doesn't come through logic, but instead it just arrives as a pure truth. Today, you're going to know things without knowing up here how you know them, because you're going to know them in here. The analogy I have for this is the lighthouse and the flame. Imagine walking through fog, not lost, but sensing a horizon that you can't quite see. Then, for a moment, the sun rises directly behind the lighthouse. The beam becomes one with the source of light. That's Mercury Kazimi, a direct alignment of message and meaning, mind and source, the human self and the higher self. And what you receive in that moment isn't a thought, it's a transmission, a remembering. This is why you're here. A piece of your mission finally clicking into place. But while the lighthouse is igniting, something else happens on the same day. Venus conjuncts Neptune in Aries. So if Mercury Kazimi is the signal, then Venus Neptune in Aries is the spark. This is desire infused with divinity, vision infused with courage, love infused with initiation. Neptune shows the dream. Venus fills the longing. And Aries says, begin. So the analogy becomes the lighthouse gives you the message. The flame gives you the courage to move. First, there's clarity, and then there's ignition. This day specifically feels so otherworldly because it's a rare moment that your mission feels closer, your higher self feels louder, and your intuition feels undeniable. Your desires feel like instructions, and your heart feels activated as your destiny timeline pulls you forward. This is a day where your inner world says, this is the direction, and your outer world finally has the spark to follow. This day could feel like a frequency remember, maybe even a calling that you've heard before, simply a message from a realm that you've walked in other lifetimes, or just the activation of soul memory. It's a correction in your timeline, as there's a recalibration of purpose. This is the universe speaking through you and not to you. Your consciousness becomes the messenger, the message, and the receiver, okay? This is a state of really understanding that you're immersed deeply within an illusion that you've created for yourself and you're playing in it. That's very much what today is, okay? And I'm really excited to see how this actually unfolds for you, because it's definitely going to be beautiful. I mean, this is happening right by the North Node, so a lot of this feels destined. It is definitely going to feel like a full circle moment for you for sure. Let me go ahead and pull a message for this. Let's get a gateway of the light activation. What do you need to know about the Mercury Kazimi? It feels like a very exciting day. Arcturian light codes. Okay, say light codes. Again, the sun, I would say, go out. and see the sun. Go out and close your eyes in the sun. This is a day to receive light codes for sure. This talks about evolutionary downloads, recalling your power and future thinking. I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. Okay, so Arcturian light codes, and interesting enough, we have the Emerald Tablet activation at the base, which is about conscious manifesting, but also the Emerald Tablets, specifically, there was a message coming out around the future is an open book to all those who can read it. And time is just consciousness traveling into a new event, and you're quite literally experiencing that consciousness traveling into the new event. Let me read Arcturian light codes for you. So many believe that these are light beings living on a blue planet orbiting Arcturus who are in the fifth or an even higher dimension. Something they could be a prototype for what is possible on planet Earth. They're described as blue beings, for when they appear to those who can see them clairvoyantly, they're often blue-skinned or emanating blue light in their auric field. The Arcturian race are here to help those on Earth who feel called to facilitate healing and to move beyond draconian and patriarchal ways of being. They guide us to realize that we have a great opportunity to evolve beyond these limited states, and if we don't, we'll be stuck on a karmic wheel for thousands of years before we get our next opportunity. If you feel called to the Arcturians or this information, it could indicate a past or future incarnation on an Arcturian planet, or that you have Arcturian guides working with you. So that could definitely be what it is that you're sensing in higher realms for sure. You may want to take a look at where Arcturus is aspected in your chart. That's going to be in the Libra constellation. You'll notice the Arcturus star system. You can evolve into greater states of being now. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane tasks in your own little universe. Show up in ways that you've never shown up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's a time to check in. So it's not about escaping this world, it's about seeing through the illusions of it clearly, which is the illusional solidity, because even the Emerald Tablets is about returning back to your formless nature before returning back to the light. The purpose of being is transmutation of shadow into light. Instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power and realize that you are part of the evolution of humanity, and it's time to become the leader that you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things. Honor the ideas or thoughts that you've been having recently. If you've been hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, or sensing that you're being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you're receiving downloads from heaven and the Arcturians are with you. So that could be a star system that you're deeply connected with. I keep hearing one more, so let's see what one more is about. And then I know I need to get Cosmos Oracle. So the Heart of Source talks about you experiencing yourself as everything and everything as you. Okay, one source with many masks. So Arcturians are just subdivisions and different archetypal manifestations of source, right? These are beings composed up of the planetary star system of the Arcturus. Therefore, their archetypes manifest according to the natural laws of their environment and the frequency of the dimensions that they reside in and occupy. Just like human beings manifest a very particular way because of the physical laws in this universe, which is gravity, right? When it comes to our life on Earth. So there is basically simultaneous quantum non-local connections that you're simultaneously manifested in, and where you're living and leading that life as the Arcturian. But you are everything, and the memory of source and the memory of you experiencing yourself as everything is within you. So I'm definitely receiving like energy where you're going to be streamlining, parallel gifts from these starseed lineages as well as your lineages on Earth, because you are everything. You are infinite potential manifested across many timelines and systems and dimensions. But yeah, unconditional acceptance, all-encompassing love. So that's what this is. And from the source perspective, that's the neutral 0 point. And it's funny because you have the heart at the base, which is your interconnectedness to all things. Yeah. That's it all comes back to the law of one. It always does. All is one is all. All children source from the same wisdom, learning to return to that wisdom once again. And it just feels like there's intercommunication that's happening right now as far as your Earth timeline. I'm hearing the timelines on Earth that you're navigating and moving through. but you're not alone in that process. You are infinite fractals intercommunicating with each other. Okay, let me go ahead and get a I mean, you may want to take a look at the Starseed reading that we did, the breakdown and teaching. That's in my Transcendent Teachings playlist. If you haven't watched it, I'll try to link it in the description box or the comment section. If I don't, please someone do it, or let me know and I can do it if I forget. Solar flares. Yeah, so that's what we said, right? So solar flares are also, you know, the sun. It's a lot to do with the sun. This is a very auspicious card, especially particularly because you have matter at the base. Matter is concretion. Okay, so there is something, it feels like, honestly, there could be a set of instructions that you're going to be receiving today, and that's just going to come through the form of clarity. It's like an internal map that, like, your next steps are about to become very, very evident. That's what this is. Okay, let me read it for you. Solar flares is the tipping point before the loss of stability. Flares are characterized by emotions with a lot of sudden energy. They release unexpectedly a large amount of energy that was previously withheld. This event is both a double-edged sword and a direct turning point. As we well know, the sun's energy, when moved in large quantities and acted upon, it can be an ideal combination to start projects and make decisions with a direct action, and you'll find yourself standing in an entirely active point. First of all, this is most certainly a wormhole type of energy that's opening up as a Stargate. It's a kinetic velocity generator. It's known as a time matrix. That feels like it's opening up today. And when you receive, the thing is, when so plasma, right, source, the sun, it emits photons, which is the information that I said is being deployed to you. As you're absorbing those photons, it's intercommunication that's happening with you and source. Okay, so imagine it as it's sending out this signal, you're receiving it. Okay, this is like an octave within you that you're shapeshifting in and out of as you navigate your experience on Earth. And as you absorb those photons, there is information that you're receiving, and it's most important to understand that this intercommunication is going to shift the way that you relate to yourself and also your journey on Earth, as you remember yourself as an infinite being playing in a world of perceived limitations. Now, the other messages coming through is when you gather enough photons, what actually happens is a Stargate does open up, right? And a Stargate is a form of interstellar travel. So it's where you're traveling within. It's almost a portal of discovery that opens up. It's a dimensional layer within this field and reality. I don't want you to think about it externally, but it's more about a direct turning point that happens within you that then goes on to shift the action that you'll take in the present moment, that alters the future timelines that begin to respond to you and reconfigure themselves to correspond to the internal remembrance that's just taking place. Okay? And that's your galactic brothers, okay, and sisters, opening up this corridor safe passage, beckoning you to come and safely learn more about what your life on Earth looks like, or could look like, potentially. So it does feel like a day where the Stargate opens. It feels like a day where yeah, it's really magical. It's going to be a really, really magical day for sure. Okay, so if well managed, it generates beauty, enthusiasm, and color of the auroras. So it's remembering yourself as a bioplasma being. And the thing is, the veil feels like it's going to be very, very thin today, because again, like Mercury doesn't just orbit the sun in this moment, but it becomes part of the sun. So it feels like this fusing that's happening between the interface of spirit and matter, right? It's like you are the ether that you breathe. It's a moment where you recognize consciousness is not just localized to this small vessel, but it's actually the field in which you move through and the vessel moves through. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Like, I'm kind of lost for words, and I know I have so much to say, but also just none at all, because I could just say nothing and we could just speak telepathically right now and everything would be said. When we go nowhere, suddenly we know everything. When we stop trying to know, it's trying to like compress the infinite into the human language. That's what we're attempting to do. But flares are also much more than large energy events. If when to stop is not considered, they can be explosive. So it talks about a tipping point. The active sun that helps with the action can implode. It generates so much heat that it burns, and the excess energy leads directly to the loss of emotional stability, which is anger or imbalance. The flare only enters our consciousness when its effects reach us, because there's no time left to action the inaction, integrate the masculine and feminine energy. What this is basically saying is, it kind of reminds me of a life path 5 energy, where there's so much life force in which they have, right, and there's so much energy in which they have within them that needs a direct channel, like it needs a physical outlet. It feels like today is a day where you're really being guided to do something with this information, to do something. There's some type of way this is going to have to be rechanneled, especially with matter. It's like something is solidifying. And to your experience, what was the other message that was coming through with the Stargate? Yeah, it's just intercommunication. Okay, a particular set of instructions that will be revealed to you. Let me read matter. So this is the concretion of a plan. It's like something that you weren't sure about, suddenly it all begins to make sense. Matter. Let me read this. It's a concretion. So the concrete, the tangible, structure and basic order, and that's part of the masculine, okay? When we're talking about sexes, we're talking about dualities. So masculine and feminine. Feminine is receiving as your intuition, and masculine is about being able to act on what your intuition is calling you to do in the physical. Perceivable, detectable, and through physical methods. This card supports our tangible creations, as well as the realization of everything related to agreements and finishing projects. It should be noted that the main component of all bodies and is susceptible to change over time. All that we imagine on our flight makes more sense when we lower it to our height. So it's understanding that you're fully capable already to do this. I'm hearing there's nothing left external to really attain. There's something that you may be taming or really consciously and intently directing your life force towards today, specifically. That's what this says. Oh, what was it? There was another message when it comes to the Stargate. I'm trying to see if I can remember. If it comes back around, it's supposed to. If not, I already said enough about it. But it's quite literally that. It's a corridor of safe passage that opens up. I mean, this is a contact experience for many. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna love and leave you right there. I think this is all that you need to know for this day. It should give you a good rundown and flow. Enjoy your day. Enjoy this magical experience. And yeah, if you're not already subscribed to the channel and this is popped up into your reality and you've summoned it there, consciously or unconsciously, welcome. We would love to have you around, so do consider subscribing. Personal reading details are also down below. There will be a waiting list from this point on though. I'll let you guys know when I do open that up. But if you want to inquire, I'm only an email away. And also check out Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. You have 2 discount links in the description box of this video, and $1 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. Until next time, let me know, what do you feel like this is for you? Check in later. Go out and enjoy the sun. Until next time, bye.